What are some of the things that we need to take into consideration when we get into the game and we talk about calling pitches? Well, we're going to take a simulated game situation here with our 3 pitchers, and we're going to talk about some of those things. The first thing we're going to keep in mind now, girls, is we always want to be ahead on the count. That's the first thing we're going to keep in mind. We're going to try to get more strikes than balls all the time. The first thing we're going to remember when we start calling pitches is what are the pitcher's capabilities? That's the first thing we're going to take into consideration. The second thing is what are the hitter's capabilities? The third thing, what is the situation of the game? The fourth, what is the probable outcome of each pitch? And the fifth are field conditions. What's the field looking like that day? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it wet? Those are some of the things we're going to talk about and we're going to start to take into consideration as we go through this game. All right, Melissa's starting first. Melissa throws from 35 feet, so I'm going to move up here. All right, Melissa, we got to get ahead. What are we going to call first? That a girl, fastball. Good job. Strike one. Now, we're ahead. Do we need a strike, you guys? Do we have to have a strike right now? No, not necessarily, do we? All right, it's the first inning of the game, Melissa. What do you think we ought to call? We could try a changeup now. Let's try it. All right, not too bad, not too bad. 1-1. Now, the count's 1-1. Ladies, do we need another strike? Who's ahead if the count's 1-1? Who's ahead? The count's 1 ball, 1 strike. That's right, Melissa, no one. Hey, because 1-1 is even, isn't it? So we got to get ahead. So we need another fastball. Oh, too high. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now we really need a strike, don't we? Nope, too low. 3-1. 3-1. Come on, Melissa. Very good. Full count. Now, Melissa's full count. Do you think we want to try a changeup? No, why not? Because we could walk her, huh? We got to throw a strike right now, so we want to throw a fastball. Oh, too high, ball 4. Chris, you're up. Ball 4. So we got a runner on first base. Runner on first. Okay, Chris, what's the first rule you're going to think about? You need to throw a strike, don't you? So that might be a fastball for you. It might be a curve for me. But you got to get ahead. So for you, I think it's probably going to be a fastball. Let's try it. Pretty good. I'll give you that. Strike 1. All right, do we need another strike? No, we don't necessarily have to, huh? What if we try a curve? Okay. All right, that wasn't a bad pitch. Now, 1-1, who's ahead? Carrie, who's ahead, 1-1? Nobody. We need a strike, don't we? Okay, let's see. How about, what's a 4? What's 4, Chris? Drop? Is that what you want to throw? No? Okay. How about... Oh, ball 2. All right, now let's talk about that for a minute. The count's 1-1. We know we need a strike, don't we? Okay. Now, what do we want to... We have a couple of options when we need a strike, right? Some pitchers have a couple of options. Some pitchers don't. If I were pitching, I might be able to throw a curve because I know exactly where my curve's going to go on each one of those. But maybe some other pitcher might only have a fastball. They might not be so sure of their curveball in that situation. Does that make sense, Chris? In that situation, you want to be sure you're going to be able to throw a strike with whatever pitch it is you choose to throw. Okay? And maybe, especially now, we're early in the game, aren't we? If we're early in the game, we're going to make sure that we get ahead on all of the hitters, so we tell the batters in the first part of the game that they've got to swing. Okay? Let's try that again. Now, we've 2 balls, 1 strike. Now we really need a strike, don't we? Oh, ball 3. You're lucky you got a good catcher now because that runner is still at first, huh? If your catcher dropped that pitch right there, your runner would have advanced to second. Now, we have 3 balls, 1 strike. We got a runner at first. What pitch are we gonna call? Fastball, atta girl. Put it right here. That's a good pitch. Full count. Full count. What pitch are we gonna call? We don't have too many options now, do we? Fastball. Uh-oh, ball 4. And guess what? What's the next batter coming up to bat thinking? Melissa, what do you think that next batter is gonna think? That she's gonna walk too, huh? We just walked 2 batters in a row. Do you think she's gonna swing at the next pitch? Okay, next batter up to bat's gonna stand there and watch. Okay, we have runners on first and second with no outs. Okay, good job, Kara. 1 strike. Much better. Now we told that batter she's going to have to swing a little bit. We've got some options now. We don't really need a strike, do we? So we can throw some of our other pitches. We don't have to throw our best pitch. Okay. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk. We had runners on first and second, right? And with runners on first and second, we got to be just a little bit careful, don't we? Because if we throw a wild pitch like we just did, okay, now they advanced, didn't they? Now, you might not have wanted to call a rise ball in that situation, would you? You know you didn't need a strike because you already had 1 strike on the batter. Okay? But you still have to be careful not to throw a pitch that's too bad because then we send those runners. And now they're in scoring position. We got to be extra careful. What's the count, Carrie? 1-1. Do we need a strike? Okay, we need a strike. Good pitch, good pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What do you think we're gonna try here? Do we need a strike? No, we don't need a strike, but we could probably keep something pretty close to the plate and she might swing at it, huh? Okay. What do you say we try a curve? All right, that's a pretty good pitch. The last fastball was right here on the inside corner. We threw the curve over here on the outside corner. There's a good chance that she's gonna swing at that pitch. All right, but we don't have a batter right now. I didn't see anybody swing, did you? Okay. So now it's 2-2. 2-2. You worked her real well. You got her in a tough situation. But Melissa, it's 2-2. Do we need a strike? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, we do. We got to get ahead, and it's 2-2 are even. We're not ahead right now. Okay. Ball 3. Ball 3. We need another strike. Come on, Care. Okay, let's talk about that again. Now, 3 times in a row it's happened, pitchers. 3 times in a row we ran the count to full. And guess what? Everybody in the whole ballpark knew exactly what pitch you were going to throw, huh? Okay. And you know what? Number 1, that's kind of boring for you, isn't it? You don't get to try any of your other pitches. It's boring. Okay. But number 2, it makes it easier for the batter, don't you think? And guess what? I'm going to tell you some statistics here. Okay. The statistics show that batters who have 3 balls and 1 count on them bat 324. Okay, 324. Now, what's a good batting average for you all? Okay. Well, in the major leagues, a good batting average is about 300. Okay, so you might have taken any batter in the whole team and made them a good batter, made them have a good average because you gave them 3 balls first. Okay, and especially if you show them that they know what pitch is coming. Everybody in the whole ballpark knew what you were going to throw. Now, if we stay ahead on the count, we can throw more curves, we can throw more rises, and then not everybody's going to know what we're going to be throwing. All right. Okay, good pitch. Well done. Okay. This is the way you need to think as you start thinking about calling the games. Right. We need to think about when to throw strikes. when not to throw strikes. We need to think about when to throw big fat strikes, when to throw just close bad strikes, marginal strikes. And there's times for each of those. Sometimes it's not the right time to call a rise ball. Right? Sometimes you can get away with it, even if you throw it over your catcher's head. Right? Those are the kind of things we need to always be thinking about when trying to call a game. Thanks a lot, you guys.